Good evening, Taurus. Welcome to my channel, Spirit 9 Incorporated. It's a pleasure to have you back with me this evening. I apologize for being out of the loop here for the last couple of weeks. It was a tremendously busy last half of November. I was not expecting, and I got behind. So I am back. I thank all of you for joining me this evening. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. This forecast, Taurus, will be for the first half of December 2021. I am recording this on the evening of the 4th, which is the night of the total solar eclipse, new moon total solar eclipse, in Sagittarius at 12 degrees. Very, very profound eclipse. Energies will last for the next 6 months. And it is the last of the series of the Sagittarius Gemini axes for this year of eclipses with respect to those particular astrological signs. So it's very profound, very powerful. And for you, Taurus, this new moon total solar eclipse in Sagittarius at 12 degrees has fallen in your 8th house. And the 8th house is the house of the deep dive. It's the house of transformation. It's the house of death and rebirth, metaphorically speaking, and also physically speaking. Not to make anybody afraid, but it is a very transformative house. I'm not saying that that's how it plays out, but it definitely does play out deep within each of us individuals when we have a new moon or a full moon fall in this particular area. It's the house of facing the self, facing, the darker, deeper sides of ourself, which allows us to transform like a reptile, when they go through a death and rebirth, as we humans do as well, and all animals. And metaphorically speaking, when this happens, the reptile sheds its skin. Can be very, very painful. In fact, most of the time it is, but eventually a new skin grows. And this is what's happening, particularly for you Taurians, during this particular energy of this solar eclipse, with this energy falling in your 8th house. There's a new beginning with respect to your resources. The 8th house also has to do with finances and investments, taxes, money, mutual shared monies as well. So this is all indicated energies of this particular house. Some of you Taurians will be, looking and or delving deeper into alternative practices, also of spirituality, which could include astrology as well. The 8th house is also inclusive of these types of energies. Reviewing your belief systems with respect to, Venus, which is falling in your 9th house. Venus is the lower octave of Neptune. Neptune is the higher octave of spirituality, and Venus is, considered the planet metaphorically of love and also of money. And that planet is falling in your 9th house, which is also associated with professional endeavors, spiritual philosophy, higher learning, higher education, long distance travel, very much associated with Sagittarius, like the solar eclipse is being supported with this new moon total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. And the 9th house has to do with flight. Sagittarius is associated with airplanes and flight. And again, this is an energy that is trickling into your arena, Taurus, at this particular time. It appears as though a lot of you are making some, very large life-changing decisions with respect to who you are. Sagittarius, 9th house. 9th house energies has us look deep within ourselves like the 8th house, because it is very much a house of higher learning, philosophy, and spirituality. And this is what comes from within that allows us to not only have these profound changes within, but then of course they automatically, manifest themselves in the physical form. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy, Taurus, and really happy to see this for you. So a lot of you Taurians will also be making lifestyle changes, possibly even with respect to your health. it is showing very prominently here as well. So you're letting go of people in your life that haven't been supportive of you, and perhaps any new visions that you have, and where you want to follow through in your movement forward. So this is very positive to see. Very healthy changes for you to make, Taurus. It's been a very difficult year for all of us these last 2 years. For a lot of us, particularly since 2008, but certainly intensely so these last 2 years. So these are very positive changes. And the planetary activity of energies I wanted to share with you before commencing with the portion of this forecast, now starting with the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. And let's take a look at some of these energies that you've been coming through most recently, and that you're currently delving into, and what they will be in your forthcoming energies as well. And then we'll clarify those with details through the Rider-Waite Tarot. So thank you again to all of you Taurians that are joining me this evening. It is an absolute pleasure. If I didn't say this earlier, I am recording this on the eve of the 4th. We had the total solar new moon eclipse, 12 degrees in Sagittarius. I believe it was 11:45 Pacific Standard Time on the 3rd. Excuse me, Eastern Standard Time on the 3rd, and on the 4th here as well for other parts of the world. So very, very powerful energies. And eclipse energies, new moon as well as full moon, they last for a period of 6 months. So a lot of us are coming through changes, still making changes, and those windows of changing energy will continue throughout the next 6 weeks to 6 months, depending on the natal birth chart, which is a completely different chart based on birth time, place of birth, and year of birth. So this being said, without further ado, let's take a look, Taurus, and see what's happening. And as far as the Oracle and Tarot message is concerned for the first half of December 2021. This card wants to fly out. We have the Swan Spirit, time for taking the deep dive, and it did come up in the upright in your most recent past, and this is totally supporting the planetary energies that I was just mentioning, with this total new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius falling in your 8th house, Taurus, and also how it is playing off the 9th house as well. A lot of you are going through very profound changes that you will be taking into 2022 with you, and they are healthier changes, moving away from the past. A lot of the collective are doing this for each zodiac sign, and it's because people are really, I truly believe people are becoming more in tune with themselves. They're listening more to their instincts. They're listening more to their spiritual counsel of whatever that may be for each individual. As long as it's a healthy counsel, that is what is supporting these changes, and it's beautiful to see. So you're definitely, have been taking the time for the deep dive, as this card is supporting in its energy message, and congratulations. Very profound, very prominent, very needed, and extremely helpful in your forward movement, and doing so gracefully, Taurus. Beautiful. That's in your most recent past energies. Current energies, we have the Dog Spirit of being loyal to what you love. It did come up in the reverse. Some of you, I'm feeling instinctively right off the bat that some of you have felt that there have been betrayals. I'm sorry, I just felt it so strong, and it just came flying out of my mouth because that's immediately the energy that I felt. A lot of you Taurians have felt that you've been betrayed, whether this is in your professional or personal arena, that I don't know. Perhaps the tarot will become, provide more detail when we get into that portion of this forecast, clarifying these oracles. But a lot of you Taurians have felt that there's been a betrayal, and for some of you, you've betrayed yourselves. And we all do it. So don't feel singled out. You know, we like to believe in certain things and certain people just to come to find out that we should have listened to our instincts and known better to begin with. And sometimes it requires, you know, the planetary energies to remind us of what we already knew. And if we didn't take action when we knew that we should have, these energies come in, you know, through the universe, and they do it for us. And oftentimes that can feel very discomforting, but ultimately is necessary, and ultimately for forward growth and forward movement is healthier and happier. So feeling that very strongly, that's the energy I got off this card. We'll clarify when we get into the tarot, see what comes up for that. In your forthcoming energies, we have the Koi fish spirit. Beautiful. Came up in the, it did come up in reverse. I'm sorry. I just wanted to hold it up in the upright so perhaps you could see it better. Some of these cards are difficult to see because the colors are very muted. But, you know, it is an energy of wanting to know that there's always enough. And some of you Taurians, you know, have felt that lack of support, you know, wondering, you know, when is enough enough? How is it that I'm going to have enough with the changes I want to make? And feeling, you know, some discomfort, because for some of you Taurians, again, I'm feeling very strongly there's been a betrayal, there's been a sudden shift, there's been sudden changes, perhaps in your personal, professional life that has left you a little bit unbalanced. You know, this is not surprising to see. A lot of us have been going through this regardless of our zodiac sign, but it's coming through very strongly, not only in your planetary messages, but also here now with the oracle energies. And I suspect the tarot will be supportive of that as well, with perhaps some more details. But you'll come through it, Taurus. You'll come through it. One foot in front of the other. You know, being a Taurus, you can be very stubborn. The universe is asking you to go deep within, allow the changes to unfold so that you can move forward. And you will be able to do so. Even when it's uncomfortable, it's still doable. But you need to allow the universe to help you. So please bear that in mind as you're going through any changes for you Taurians that are resonating with this forecast. Now, to clarify these energies, I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite Tarot. And let's see what kind of details we can get, Taurus. Excuse me. What can we find out for Taurus here? What are some of the details that they're experiencing through these planetary and oracle energy changes that the universe is guiding us through? Let's see what we can find for you, Taurus. All right. So to clarify your most recent energies, Taurus, where you've been, you know, truly diving deep within that 8th house, as I mentioned, going deep within, facing yourself, facing your fears, facing your challenges, facing the way you wish to transform, and even when it's been difficult, allowing that transformation to happen. To clarify that energy, beautiful, we have the King of Wands, beautiful. Wands is indicative of fire. Fire is indicative element of action, moving forward. You're allowing the transformation to happen. This is beautiful, Taurus, beautiful. Allowing the transformation happen. You're remaining graceful. You're not going into battle. Your shield is up, but you are standing strong. You're moving forward, and you're allowing the divine to help you make the changes that you need to make, including going deep within yourself in a meditative form of some fashion, as long as it is healthy, to allow that support from the universe. This is beautiful to see. To clarify the King of Wands as you move forward, we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is, you know, a reminder. I am feeling this very strongly, to be kind to yourself, Taurus, as you go through these changes. Be gentle with yourself, because in the reverse it can be that you're being, you know, it's a message that, an energetic message that perhaps some of you Taurians are being very hard on yourselves. Try not to be. you know, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and this life form is extremely challenging and can be difficult. And sometimes, you know, we beat ourselves up, perhaps more than we should, but we learn from our experiences, or that is the idea anyway. And from these experiences, we move forward in a positive fashion. And so this energy in your most recent past is reminding you to just remain graceful, allow the changes to happen, remain humble, give thanks for the ability to move forward, be kind to yourself, don't beat yourself up, as is indicated by the reverse of this energy, and continue to put one foot in front of the other and move forward. That's what these energies are indicating from your most recent past energies. All right? Current energies, where a lot of you or some of you have been feeling as though you've either betrayed yourself or someone has betrayed you. Again, you know, isn't that a wonderful learning experience? And I'm not trying to dismiss or minimize, because I'm feeling very strongly for a lot of you Taurians this has been the case, and so I'm certainly not trying to be glib about it, but try and just flow through it as smoothly as possible for your own spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, and release as best as possible, because you don't want to take these negative energies with you, not any further in your current energies, nor do you want to take them into your future energies, which some of you are still struggling with. There's been a betrayal some sort, either again from yourself, you know, within yourself, toward yourself, or from others, or from, you know, one particular energy. But you'll come through it, Taurus. One foot in front of the other. Don't forget that. Clarifying the dog spirit. Yeah, we have the King of Cups. Again, you know, the King is, these are not gender specific. These are merely energies. Again, it came up in the reverse. Could have been for some of you personally that there's been, you know, a separation in a romantic arena. For some of you, perhaps there's been, you know, divorce or in the throes of divorce. Very heartbreaking. I'm feeling this very strongly. My condolences, if that is the case for some of you Taurians. However, the flip side, you know, which is difficult to see when we're going through these types of, you know, very heart-wrenching ordeals, and they very much can be. The flip side is once we heal and come through, you know, the healing, life becomes healthier and happier, even though we can't see that at this time. So I'm feeling this very strongly for some of you Taurians, that there's been, you know, a separation of ways in the romantic and or marital arena. And that's as much as I'm going to say on that at this time. Let's clarify that King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I'm feeling it very, very strongly. And you're very heartbroken. A lot of you are very heartbroken. But you're allowing the transformation. You're allowing the transformation, even though you know, some of you feel betrayed. You're allowing the transformation, as is indicated, and you're looking deep within as to, you know, the role that you may have played in that. And so is the other energy. Both energies are looking at the roles that they played. If we're looking at this in a romantic arena, which I'm feeling very strongly. I'm not feeling this professional at all. Not at this point. So you're allowing the deep dive to happen. You're both energies are looking within themselves. Feeling that very, very strongly. And it's very heartbreaking. You're feeling, you know, a lot of you Taurians are feeling very heartbroken. Could have been with a water sign, or a lot of you Taurians are carrying water energies in your chart, as cups are indicated of water and emotion, love, or the lack thereof. Clarifying the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, definitely walking away. There is the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is in the upright, which is a positive confirmation that you're walking away. A lot of you Taurians, again, if this is associated with a marital situation where there's been a betrayal or you have felt betrayed, you're walking away. Both parties are walking away. Both parties are very, hurt. And that's not unnatural. Again, my condolences. But if there is any good that you can remember from the relationship, if this is a relationship-oriented forecast, and for some of you, I really truly believe it is, as these energies are indicating, there's even good in the relationships that fall away, because people come into our lives for the time that they're supposed to be in our lives, and leave our lives when they're supposed to leave our lives. And some mates, if we're looking at this as a marital scenario, some mates stay in our life forever and some don't. Again, feeling this very strongly as a personal reading. I don't typically delve into personal, like, quote unquote, love, quote unquote, relationship readings. I really don't, but if it's coming out this strongly, I need to deliver the message because that's my job. And so, again, I'm sorry, I can truly feel the heartbreak. My heart is just, I'm getting tears in my eyes. But you're both of you, if this is again resonating for a lot of you Taurians that are experiencing this in your life, you're both walking away. And you're letting the past be the past, and it's heartbreaking, but you both will come through it. Just one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Now, to clarify your current forthcoming energies, where you're feeling that there's not enough, and I'm feeling this very strongly. A lot of you are just feeling the lack of love, the lack of support, even the lack of love and support for yourself. It's a heavy read, and I apologize for that. I was not expecting this, but kind of not surprising considering this eclipse energy as well, because eclipses bring in sudden changes, and they also take situations in our lives that are not healthy for us any longer. They remove it. Eclipse energy removes that from our lives. And that's what's happening here, very, very profoundly so. So clarifying your forthcoming energies, where a lot of you are feeling that there just hasn't been enough, or it's never enough, or you're not enough. However, this is resonating within your own scenario of how this energy is unfolding. We have the Four of Pentacles. Now this is in the upright. This is with respect to finance. A lot of you, this has affected you financially as well, this change. And, a lot of money went out, it appears. I'm feeling this very strongly. Gosh, I wish I didn't actually, but I do. Feeling this very strongly for a lot of you. This is relationship-oriented, maritally oriented, and or a change in this arena for a lot of you. And it has affected your financial realm. The Four of Pentacles is indicative of money, investments, real estate, and your accounts have been hit hard. A lot of, this kind of change, it does affect our finances, of course. I mean, that's the reality, unfortunately, but it does. And it is in the upright though. So, you're even though a lot of you Taurians may, if this is resonating, be challenged with finances, in addition to the changes that you're going through personally in a very heavy-hearted way, you will rebuild. Absolutely. Oftentimes, again, especially with eclipses, these are powerful, powerful energies. New moon, this is a new moon eclipse as well. Total solar eclipse. Big, powerful, profound changes. Starting over. Brand new beginnings. Keep the intention healthy, Taurus. Keep the intentions healthy in spite of. Do your best to rise above and allow the universe to carry you, to give you the strength to move forward and rebuild your life. That's what this is all about. That's the strongest, powerful message I'm getting from this particular card, which is, of course, in support of this entire transition that you're going through here. So allow the rebuilding to happen as you gracefully move through this transformation. And clarifying the Four of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Wands in the upright, and yeah, this is you, Taurus, taking action to move forward, taking action to rebuild your finances, because you're just feeling there's not enough to go around, specifically for yourself, and you're taking action. Beautiful. It's beautiful to see. It's challenging, but you are doing it. For those of you that are resonating with this forecast, very, very powerfully so. It is in the upright. It is positive, and you're definitely moving forward. This is in your forthcoming energies. You know, once you've done some healing, you're definitely moving forward. A lot of you are already moving forward because the universe is asking it of you. Very, very, very powerfully so. Now I'm going to clarify the balance of this first half of December with the Enchanted Map Oracle. I'm going to pull one card for a final overall message, Taurus. Very, very heavy, clear-cut, strong forecast. And really, with the planetary energies going on, not surprising, Taurus. Wow. But you are strong. You are a Taurus. So don't forget that. And if I may suggest, try and really allow the grace of the swan spirit as you are transforming from within and allowing these changes to happen. As heartbroken as you are, including the other energy is also very heartbroken, or you have a lot of water in your chart, but definitely those of you that are going through this type of relationship change, marital change, of walking away from the past, allow it to happen gracefully. If you can see these, I know they're difficult to see, but allow it to happen, Taurus. Wow. Very, very powerful forecast. One final card for a final overall message for Taurus, please, regarding this spread. And that message, Taurus, is home. And it came up in the reverse. Yeah. This, if I may, Taurus, this oracle message states, I'll turn it this way so you can hopefully see it better. These cards are really muted. I apologize if they're difficult to see, but it says home at the bottom. The numerical number is 27, which comes to a 9. 9 is the 9th house. As I mentioned earlier in your astrological portion of this forecast, the house that is associated and working with your 8th house of, you know, major transformation within your personal life. And it has to do with the home. This came up in the reverse, so a lot of you are leaving your current home environment if you haven't already done so, and or will be doing so here within the next 6 weeks to 6 months as these solar eclipse for the new moon energy is playing out. I'm feeling this is going to be, for a lot of you, a lot sooner than in the next 6 months. I'm feeling this could be in the very next 3 months, you know, 6 weeks to 3 months. Excuse me. And it is in the reverse, as I indicated. So it's simply verifying and confirming this overall message that you are making changes. Whether you, Taurus, initiated the changes within your personal life, and for some of you, this could be in a professional arena as well. But I'm feeling for a lot of you, this is very personally oriented with respect to your home, your marital scenario, relationship scenario. I'm feeling that very strongly in this particular forecast spread For those of you that are resonating, you are definitely leaving one home and in the throes of taking action to rebuild another by rebuilding your resources and allowing the changes to happen as gracefully as possible. Very heavy energies I'm feeling right now, Taurus, but you will come through them. Walk forward one step in front of the other. Allow these changes to happen as best as you possibly can. Find your strength within through your form of faith, that which is supportive of you within your own faith, and stay focused on rebuilding your life and allowing love and new beginnings to unfold in a new year. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave it at that. My very best wishes for all of you Taurians out there in the world, for those of you that particularly resonated with this forecast, even if it was just one individual. I wish you grace, I wish you peace, and that you find your comfort and strength from your faith and prayer, and know that you are held in universal light and love. Spirit 9 Incorporated thanks all of you Taurians that support my channel. It does help it to grow. I wish you a blessed Christmas and a profound and blessed new beginning as you move gracefully from the past, rebuilding a new beginning. Thank you, Taurians. Good night for now.